If you're posting now booking on Instagram multiple times a day and getting nothing but likes other than from your mom, this video is for you. Listen, most photographers think social media is a billboard. Post pretty pictures, announce availability, wait for clients to flood in. But here's what that actually does if you do that. It makes you look desperate. It positions you as just another photographer, and it trains your audience to scroll past you. Today, I'm going to show you why your social media strategy isn't working, what premium buyers actually respond to, and the exact approach my students use to book clients without looking like they're begging for business. Listen, I know this works because I've got students using these strategies to build six-figure businesses. And most importantly, they're not wasting time chasing vanity metrics. They want results. By the way, if you're new here, I'm Sarah Petty. I've sold over $3 million in photography services, helped over 33,000 photographers in my programs build profitable businesses, offering wall portraits instead of cheap digital files, because everyone can do that. Here's the brutal truth. You're likely looking at social media as a selling platform. While I get the ultimate goal of every business owner is sales, I want you to think of social media as a connection tool. And if you're not on it, you need to get on it, my friend. Think of it as a relationship building tool, as a listening tool to help you identify key times in your clients' lives when they need photography. Because, my friend, they're busy focusing on living their life and they're not necessarily paying attention to key opportunities, sometimes until they're gone. And so for you as a photographer, posting limited spots available or DM for pricing, it screams desperation. And premium buyers, the ones who invest in wall art, they don't book desperate photographers. Think about it. When you see a restaurant begging for customers by posting, "Please come in, we have tables," what do you assume? Well, probably that they're not busy because their food isn't good. They aren't a place that they should go, that they're struggling. Your social media does the same thing. When you're posting all of this availability, you're signaling that you need them more than they need you. And people with money to spend on artwork, they want a photographer who's in demand, not one who's publicly available all the time. But here's the bigger issue that you likely don't even see. And I want you to hear this. The best clients aren't even looking for you. Yeah, you heard me right. They aren't searching local photographer. They are just missing these moments, these very important moments, because you aren't there to remind them. So here's the shift I want you to have. Social media isn't a billboard or a radio commercial. Think of it like a cocktail party where you're meeting and connecting and you're building relationships one conversation at a time. So what should you post instead? You want to entertain, you want to educate, you want to be interesting. You want to make content that appeals to your target audience. Sure, you might be thinking, I don't want to be a content creator or an influencer. Good. But the thing is, in this day and age, this is where your clients are. It's a marketing opportunity, but not in the way you think. It's a long-term play. So you don't have to spend your day being a full-time content creator, but you do have to be there. You're starting relationships, building relationships, and keeping relationships. And listen, quit worrying about vanity metrics, follows, likes, etc. Those literally don't matter. I want you thinking about how you can connect and add value to your clients' lives. 5 of them, 10 of them, especially if you're a man. My male students who embrace this are crushing it. Because I just think by nature, especially in the photography space, it's more women than men. And these particular men that I'm thinking of have stellar photography skills. So in a world where a lot of us women are doing the same thing, photos in the park, when you do have some lighting and some technical skills, their work is shining on social media like it's in neon letters. So that's good. Now, I'm going to make this super manageable for you. This is something that I've only ever taught to my advanced students, and I want you to learn it. I want you to think about content creation in 4 buckets. I call it the HYPE framework, HYPE. First off, the H in HYPE stands for highlight. I want you to highlight others. So you're celebrating the stories of your clients. Not just here's the Smith family, but the Smiths added a family member and they wanted their new adopted child to feel so loved. And it was so fun to create this image for their family. Now, every day they walk by this beautiful canvas and then you show the photo of their artwork on their wall and everyone in the family now feels loved. Think of all the stories you can highlight with your clients. Second, the why in hype is you. Let people get to know you, your family, your why. Share the behind the scenes of your life. If you have a family, show them. Show the artwork from your childhood. Tell the stories of your past that make you such a great photographer. This builds a lot of trust, especially you male photographers out there. I don't want to keep harping on that point, but if you're photographing high school seniors, I want, as the parent, to know, like, and trust you. And this is how you do that. The P in hype is promote. It's not a discount. It's not a now booking. What I'm talking about are creating campaigns and events, not discounts. With my students, we do one called Pooch Playoffs, and it's happening right now where my students are promoting to their clients that they can enter their pet in a national competition, and the session fees go to support a local animal shelter instead of 20% off pet sessions. Yuck. And then they get to be part of this national conversation of photographers raising money for pet charities, and it attracts clients who care about things like that, not just ones who are freepo cheapo people. And then the E of hype is educate. Constantly teaching them why wall art matters, how to choose sizes, what makes good design. Recently, we've seen house fires out in California and all over, right? And floods. And I think about all the images on hard drives and phones that are gone forever. This is why I deliver printed artwork. People can take it with them. Something happens in their house, or we print it again. We store those long-term for them. So listen, when you plan your week with these 4 categories, hype, you're never staring at a blank screen wondering what to post. And you're always giving value and entertaining and educating instead of just asking for business. Now listen, here's the part that actually books clients. Social media's real power isn't posting. It's listening. One of my students saw a woman in her network post about getting a new golden retriever puppy. She didn't wait for that woman to see her now booking post. She sent her a DM. Baxter is adorable. Have you thought about capturing this puppy stage with artwork before he's huge? By the way, I'm running Pooch Playoffs next month where the session fees support the animal shelter and I create artwork for my clients. Let me know if you have any interest. Book to the client in 2 messages. So you're watching what's happening in other people's lives. You're spotting opportunities, and I think it's our moral obligation as the family photographer to reach out to them. When someone gets engaged, when someone has a baby, when someone's kid graduates, if you're not showing up regularly, you're missing the window when they have a need for something, but they're not thinking about it. They need you for that. That's why you showing up on social media matters and being consistent, not because one post is going to go viral, but because you need to stay top of mind and you need to be watching for these opportunities with people you already know. And yes, you need to engage, comment on their posts, listen to what's happening in their lives, celebrate their wins. This is not a broadcast. It's a relationship and it's a conversation. And remember, forget the vanity metrics. Likes and follows other photographers are getting mean nothing. It's DM conversations, it's consultations that are booked, and it's campaign signups. That's how you measure whether social media is working. By the way, if you're finding this helpful, which you should be, make sure to subscribe to my free weekly newsletter. It's a quick 5-minute read with little nuggets to help grow your business, which I know that's why you're here, my friend. So grab that link in the description below. Now, once you understand that social media is about relationships, the question becomes, how do you show up consistently in a way that positions you as a premium photographer? I would say, first off, pick your platform and commit. For most photographers who are selling wall portraits, there's Instagram and Facebook. That's where the moms with disposable income are spending their time, which, if you haven't figured that out, that's your biggest target audience right now. And also, you're not trying to go viral. You're building relationships with 100 ideal clients in your area who can afford wall art. Second, you might want to write this down. Be consistent, but stay unattached to the results. We call this being committed but not attached. Post regularly, at least once a day, and pay attention to your feed, your posts, your stories, your engagement. Look at what performs well. Do more of that. Adapt, get better. And if you set aside time every week to do that, just put it on your calendar for the rest of the year. Because if you quit after 2 weeks because you're not seeing immediate results, you're not going to ever get those results. We always say, are you willing to be bad long enough to be good? Are you willing to show up for 6 months to build a business that books you out for years? And then third, show your life. People want to know who you are. If you have a family, show them. If you have hobbies that make you interesting and that align with your brand, share them. Instagram stories is such a great place for behind the scenes. Remember, people want to do business with people they know, like, and trust. Use stories for behind the scenes and then use your feed for client stories, education about wall art, and campaign announcements. And remember, promoting events and campaigns like fundraising opportunities for charity, not discounts, and please not that you're available. You don't post now booking sessions, you post about a campaign that's happening to support a local charity. That's urgency without being desperate. That's exclusive without being pushy. Here's the bottom line. Social media works when you treat it like a relationship building strategy, not advertising. And listen, if you're feeling overwhelmed, or maybe you're of the age like me that you didn't grow up with social media and you want some help here, I'm putting my team's contact info below. Book a free call. We'll walk you through what your business looks like and what it takes to actually make really good income working part-time. The link to that call is in the description below. And listen, social media is not going away, so you might as well learn it now. Let's go, friend.